The last time I showed you guys a shirt that I got was another Conan shirt, and you know, I got this one actually at the same time. And I got the reason why I'm showing off this one is I absolutely love the colors. I don't really care so much about the video game controller, but I absolutely love the color scheme, and that's why I got it. And I love the band Conan. Another reason why I mentioned that is because I got a lot of comments on that video. I didn't realize that there are so many bookish people who like Conan. That's awesome. My name is Jason White. This is my channel, Jason's Weird Reads. Thank you for joining me. This video here is my From the Hip, number 5. Now, I started doing these last year, and I kind of stopped. I haven't done one in about 3.5 months. And the reason for that is because if you want the honest truth, I filmed 2 of these number 5s. And neither of them went up. I just wasn't happy with them. And I don't know, man. Maybe it'll be interesting to see if this one makes it up. But I think it will, because I have some interesting things I think to say in here. Nothing serious, just a little bit of odds and ends and what's been going on. So I want to talk about, lately I've been doing a lot of community posts, statistics, basically asking questions. I've been putting up polls, asking you guys questions, and there's been some interesting answers to these polls. So let me get the... Does anyone know why Apple or why YouTube doesn't allow the community tab on iPads or tablets? They allow them on your cell phone and on your computer, but not on the community or on tablets. Why? It's ridiculous. Anyways, I'm looking it up on my cell phone here. I just want to go through these because some of these are a lot of fun. All right, the first one I asked, and this is sort of what gave me the idea to continue. I wanted everyone's opinion on whether or not I should start a new channel for discussing fantasy books, because every time I do a fantasy video, the viewers, they're almost non-existent sometimes. It's like, but I understand why, because I started this channel with pretty much a foundation of horror books, and that's fine. I love talking about horrors, and I don't stop reading horror all year round. There's always something horrifying on my reading list and what I'm currently reading. But I've been wanting to read a lot of fantasy lately too, and there's other genres as well. And so I just wanted to make sure that everyone was on board with this, and yeah, they are. 92% said, yes, dude, integrate the SFF here, and only 8% said create a new channel and keep this one strictly horror. So thanks to everyone who voted on that. Next I posted, how much booktube videos do you watch each day? And I put answers 1 to 5, 5 to 10, and 10 to holy cow, there goes all my reading time. So 73% of you answered that that you read 1 to 5 books you read 1 to 5 books a day. Just imagine. You watch 1 to 5 booktube videos a day. 20% of you watch 5 to 10, and 7% of you watch 10 or more. And I'm actually a little surprised at that. I thought it would be a little closer between the first 2 options, and B, I thought that they might even be reversed, that people would be watching like 5 to 10 as the majority of the answer. But that's cool. At least you're saving some time for reading. The next poll I did was, what type of reader are you? And the answers I posted were mood reader, strict TBR reader. The next answer, I bounced between the first 2 answers, and I'm a dolphin as the last answer. Surprisingly, a lot of people, 11% of you, because 142 people voted on this, so 11% of that, it's like 40 people, I think, if my math is right. Anyways, 11% of you said you're a dolphin. Okay. You know what? I wish I was a dolphin sometimes, but I just finished reading Into the Drowning Deep, and yeah, maybe I don't want to be a dolphin. Coming in at the first, though, let's go to the first. That one wasn't last, though. Like, the last one was strict TBR reader. I thought that there would be a lot more strict TBR readers out there, but apparently, mood reading came in first. I can understand that. Most people on BookTube, if you hear them talking, they say they're mood readers. But I thought that strict TBR would come in second. What did come in second was people bouncing between the first two. So I guess that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, the last one I did was just yesterday, got 140 votes. What is your favorite genre to read in? My answers for this, free to choose between, were horror, science fiction, fantasy, crime / thriller / mystery, or other. And I wanted you to tell me in the comments. And the majority of the people who watch my channel, at 51%, read horror. The second one is 24%. Read fantasy. And then tied for third is science fiction and the crime thriller. And last is other, which came in at 3%. So that was a lot of fun. I'm going to keep doing this because it's kind of fun watching these. You know, if I'm bored at work or you know, if life is just being frustrating, it's kind of fun to go and check out the you know, the recent poll. I hope you guys enjoy doing them too. All right, so moving on with this, I recently did a video for in response to the current, well, I guess not so current anymore. Nobody's really talking about it anymore. But the Malazan, Book of the Fallen, and Steven Erikson, and all that hoobaloo controversy. I remember some people saying, and I was one of them, saying that, you know, once the next drama comes along, people are gonna just forget about this, and that happened. People kind of moved on, I think, on their own, naturally. I don't know if this was just a silent response of, like, you know, big deal. Steven Erikson went and wrote a Facebook essay that wasn't even snarky or grumpy at all towards the comments that started this whole debate and controversy. And what started it was just people arguing about a character in the second book, Deadhouse Gates. That character is Fellison. Some people like Fellison, some people don't like Fellison. And so while I forget, I think it was on the Library of Alexandria, I think they were doing a live stream discussing the Deadhouse Gates book, and in the comments section, the live stream comment section, there was an argument going on, and Steven Erikson contributed to that argument, I think. I can't remember, but I know what he did do is he went and he was like, this gives me a good idea. He said this in the comments, this gives me a good idea for an essay. And so he went and wrote that essay. About a week or so later, he posted that essay onto his Facebook page. And in that essay, it didn't even mention the argument. He just went in and talked about Fellison, the character, what she went through. He also went into some very personal details about his own childhood. You know, some people decided to attack Erikson, his character, and there was no reason for it. So I made my video. I made my video actually pretty well after all that happened, like a good week. But I was working, and if you ever hear me talking about my job and making videos, they don't coincide. I wait until I have a day off because I work 12 hours, and when I come home, I'm exhausted. There's absolutely no energy in my brain or my body for me to sit here and talk about this kind of stuff while I'm working. So I had to wait, and I also had to formulate my own thoughts, because if I started recording right after it happened, it would have been a very, very different video. It would have been more angry. But I was happy. You know, I got a lot of feedback on that video, and all of it was positive. The one reason why I'm bringing it up here is because that video, I was expecting to get at least, you know, 3 or 4 thumbs down, but I only got thumbs up, at least as far as the last time I checked. I haven't checked in a very long time, though. But, you know, that video was also yeah, there's 47 thumbs up, 0 thumbs down. I was a little shocked at that. But I also wanted to mention how much, like, I was kind of obsessing about that whole situation while it was going on. And me making that video, it was it was gone. It was like exercising my demons in regards to this, which is kind of an exaggeration, but that's the way it felt. I just felt so much better after discussing my own stance on it, which is pretty small because I'm not involved with the Malaz Tube crew. I don't even really talk to too many of them. I talk to Philip Chase here and there, and maybe one or two others. But yeah, it was just a big release, and I was afterwards. I was very surprised at how much of a release. I don't know how many more times I'm going to say that, but it was such a release because it just been plaguing me, and I was obsessing over it, and it was all I could think about for a while. And so it was nice just to talk about it on the camera here, and release it into the world. Coming up for at least the next quarter, I got to catch up on all my quarterly stuff for Q1, quarter one of 2021. It's been an interesting year. It hasn't been quite as surprising as last year was, but I would say so far this year has been worse. It's been scarier, and it's been it's been awful. I missed some time at work early in March because my son, we decided to send him to school again in February. And as happens when kids go to school, they come home and they get sick. And so of course my son, he got sick and he got a fever. And at my job right now, they don't allow you to come to work if anyone in your family is suffering from COVID-like symptoms. They're protecting themselves. And so I missed about a week of work, and I thought it was going to hurt financially. It ended up not hurting financially because I had enough in like vacation pay and whatnot to cover pretty much the entirety of my absence. But it was a rough, kind of scary time. I didn't do any video. I don't think I did any videos during that time period because I was obsessing about that. It's like there's always something to obsess over and worry about, right? And so the last thing I want to talk about in this video is recently I've decided to make some. I don't need New Year's Eve. I don't need New Year's to make resolutions and to try to change my life. I've been trying over and over again to lose weight and to stop, basically to stop binge drinking. And last year I made several attempts to lower, not to lower the calories I'm taking in, because that I've proven to myself that doesn't work, but to lower the carbohydrates and the sugars that I consume. And I've lost about 25 pounds so far, maybe close to 30. It's been about 2 weeks since I've weighed myself. Everything, all my clothes are getting much looser. But you know, there's been some struggles with this as well. First of all, things aren't moving fast enough. I've heard that going on a diet like this can help you with certain things like anxiety and depression, and I have noticed improvements on those, but it's not as much as I was hoping for. But maybe I'm just being picky. I don't know. Is anyone else out there on a low carbohydrate and low sugar diet and higher in like healthy fats? I'm trying to avoid saying keto because I don't believe this is a diet so much as just a choice and what I consume, because I believe it might be healthier. It's a little more aligned with how our bodies are constructed in digesting food. A lot of the carbohydrates we eat these days aren't made for our stomachs, and although we can eat them and it'll keep us alive for a certain amount of time, it's slowly killing you. If anyone has any tips and tricks out there, or just wants to talk about this diet, please hit me up in the darkness down there, and and we'll discuss some low carb diet options, and maybe yeah, we can bond over that. All right, so I think I'm done with my one reason why I haven't been doing these types of videos is because I just don't know what to talk about. I don't know why. It's like I'm stumped. But, you know, give me some suggestions in the darkness down there, too. Tell me what you'd like me to yak on about in number 6. All right, so thank you for watching. Keep being safe and keep being creative. I'll catch you guys in the next bookish video.